The play clock was down to 1 second.
Timeout. Baltimore. This will be a 30-second timeout.
So he's looking into the nickel as Sean Sims had gone back there.
At the moment, there's only one game that is less than a 7-point difference, and that's this 3-point lead for the Colts in Houston.
That pass is complete. Hilton, 50, cuts it back inside the 35-yard line. And he continues to go. Let's see if he was whistled down. I believe he was whistled down at about the 33, but he's celebrating a touchdown.
There was confusion everywhere on that, Greg.
There was an official on the near side of the field who was standing at the 33-yard line. Let's see if he got touched. I'm going to guess he did.
It almost looked like Kareem Jackson may have touched him. Let's see if he gets him with his hand here. See from this angle.
Doesn't look like he did on that one.
Well, all touchdowns are reviewed, and it's called a touchdown on the field. This would be a huge swing for the Colts.
What a day for T.Y. Hilton.
Previous play is going to be reviewed.
Okay, here's T.Y. and he goes airborne.
Well, would you believe the Rams are inside the 5 again?
From an individual player standpoint, Gurley, touchdown. His second in this third quarter.
He just waltzes in here. And I'd like to say great block by Andrew Whitworth on the edge. That's just easy. This is a stat padding game is what it's turning into.
MetLife Stadium is going to be empty. Between the weather and the play of the home team, it's going to be empty in a matter of about 20 minutes. This is what got him inside of the red zone immediately. Brad Wing's punt gets blocked. Corey Littleton is the Ram who got in there on special teams. Jared Goff just trots back out and says, no problem, boys. We'll cap this thing off. Who's going to score the touchdown? And it was Todd Gurley, who now leads the league in total touchdowns. That is his second touchdown of the day. He came into the day tied with Ezekiel Elliott and Melvin Gordon for the league. Gurley now at 10 total touchdowns on the year, number 1 in the NFL, at least until those other players get on the field later today, and Melvin Gordon's on the bye right now with the Chargers. But offense, defense, and special teams dominant for the Rams over the Giants. Touchdown for T.Y. Hilton stands. The DBs never touched him. The Texans DBs just absolutely
T.Y. Hilton
blown it. They just didn't do their job. And T.Y. Hilton, last year's yardage leader in the NFL receiving-wise, has 175 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns on the day for T.Y. Hilton. And well, what that does to the big picture of our 7 games, no one-possession games at the moment. No one-possession games. Everything is 2 possessions or blowouts in the case of the Saints lead, the Rams lead, and the Philadelphia lead against their respective opponents. All right, you're probably asking me, Scott, why aren't we back on the Ravens and Titans? That game has gone to the end of the third quarter. TV timeout in Nashville. When we pick it back up, it'll be 4th and short for Baltimore, down by 10 on the 17-yard line. We'll let you know what John Harbaugh elects to do. The Saints and Bucks game has gone to a long stoppage, and it's an injury timeout, unfortunately. Circled at the top of your screen is William Goldston, the defensive end for Tampa Bay, and it had some contact and pass protection there as Drew Brees threw a pass, but Goldston goes down, and the trainers and the doctors come out to attend to him. He was down on the ground. You see Gerald McCoy leaning out to support his teammate, probably kneeling in prayer there, knowing McCoy, as I do a little bit, and concern on the faces. This game was stopped for several minutes as Goldston was attended to and then carted off the field. They have just gotten him up into the locker room and into further medical attention, and the game has resumed in the Superdome. Scary sight.
You see him move his arms again. It's great to see.
Well, moving his arms there and getting polite applause from the New Orleans Saints faithful. As it was a scary moment there, and still is, quite frankly, until you get a word that Goldston is okay, William Goldston. We'll let you know when we find out. The ambulance standing by there to take him if
Fifth punt today
live
for
to Jacksonville.
From his own end zone. Good punt. As Mickens drifts back to the 37-yard line. Mickens at the 45. Mickens still going. Now he's got some room. Mickens trying to get to the outside. He does at the 10, 5, touchdown! J. Don Mickens! 63 yards! And they're going wild here in Jacksonville!
I talked to one of the Jaguar scouts down on the field before the game, and his assessment of Mickens is, well, he's more quick than fast. I think you may have to reassess that because he looked awfully fast there at the end of the play, but the quickness, we noticed it on the reverse when he had to hand it off. He looked like he had a big hole that time. That time, Joe DeCamillis let him do the job himself.
And let's get you back now to 4th and 1, start of the fourth quarter in Nashville. A 10-point deficit for the Ravens, down 4th and 1, and they got the offense on the field.
Inches to start the fourth. Buck Allen is stoned at the line. The extra effort may have driven him back. Hit initially by Casey. And the spot will be interesting.
Well, what a terrific play by Wesley Woodyard, which we'll see on the high end zone camera here in a moment. Just a terrific instinctive play by the linebacker that really is the first one to make contact with Buck Allen.
I don't think they got it by that spot right there, Rich. Chains will come in from the near sideline.
I just don't know how in a short yardage situation you turn the middle linebacker loose in the hole in the back.
On 5 lengths. Baltimore's had 2 red zone possessions. A field goal.
Well, the Saints' drive ended in a field goal attempt. Again, this is after the long injury delay attending to William Goldston. And Will Lutz misses wide right. So keep it at 30-3 New Orleans. Doesn't appear the game is in jeopardy, but just kind of file that one away in case the Buccaneers can mount a comeback. Houston is down by 10 now after the latest T.Y. Hilton touchdown. Tom Savage needs to get something going here on offense. It's obviously a different team without one of the Rookie of the Year candidates in Deshaun Watson, injured in practice on a non-contact injury toward the ACL just days ago.
Its own 38-yard line. Savage down the far sideline. Incomplete. Intended for Will Fuller. Darius Butler was there along with it.
Nicely thrown ball. He just stares him down the whole time. So Butler is able to come over. He's in the deep middle of the field. I'd almost like to see Savage come out and look to his right to Hopkins. You know where you're going with the ball. You see that safety blitz is coming off of the backside. You've got one-on-one press on both sides. Come out, get your eyes to the right to hold the safety in the middle of the field because you know you're going backside to Fuller. That'll cause some separation and coverage.
This is Deontay Foreman straight ahead, and that will bring the third quarter to an end. End of 3, 17-7 Indy. We'll come back after this message.
So there are 3 games that are within 10 points or less. Carolina has a 10-point lead at home over the Falcons. The Colts with that 10-point lead in Houston and a 10-point difference between the Tennessee Titans and Baltimore Ravens. Everything else is a blowout or nearing blowout territory with the Saints, the Rams, the Eagles, and the Jags all putting in impressive performances as we come up towards the end of the third quarter or beginning of the fourth quarter in all 7 of these games. Let's go check out the Cincinnati Bengals trying to get another touchdown and make this thing a little snug between them and the Jags.
Ngakoue, the first to get a hand on him. Telvin Smith and Malik Jackson coming up as well. Second half of games have been a big problem this season for the Cincinnati Bengals. Take a look at their numbers, averaging just 5 points in the second half this year, and their point differential minus 18, only 3 touchdowns in the second half, so not a big finishing team, this Cincinnati Bengals squad in 2017, and you can see what they've done in the second half today.
And I think it's their inability to run the ball coming into this game, only averaging 78 yards on the ground.
40 yards of offense here in the second half with 2 on the play clock. 2nd and 16. Ngakoue coming, and down goes Dalton. Calais Campbell and Unique Ngakoue both bringing down Andy Dalton. Second sack today by the Jaguars defense, and there's an injured Jaguar. That's Ngakoue, who is still not up. Jaguars training staff comes out to attend to Unique Ngakoue.
You just can't make it.
Trying to sneak one in on us. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. More action live in Philly.
He's in trouble right about here. He gets hit by Cox, and there's just no way that's going to be complete.
He tossed up a prayer under pressure. Fletcher Cox was ready to bring down Osweiler.
That's just where you got to throw it away. He's a whirling dervish.
He is.
A big one.
There he goes 6'4", 310.
World's biggest whirling dervish.
Fletcher Cox. He checked with Ndamukong Suh when Schwartz got the job because Suh played for him in Detroit, and he said, oh, you're going to enjoy this D. Ripping through. Garrett Blunt, 5-yard gain. Lane Johnson is back in there for Philadelphia.
Well, what Schwartz does with his defensive line is he makes it simple for them. You have really one job, a job and a half maybe. Number one, rush the passer. Number two, if you're there when the ball carrier's there, fine, make the tackle. But with the linebackers, the speed and agility that they have, they clean up so much. And remember, Malcolm Jenkins, their safety is their leading tackler.
2nd and 5 for the Eagles. Wentz on a give. Blunt. He spun down at the 4-yard line, picks up 2 on the play. Gotsis and Marshall combining for Denver. We're down to 3.5 to play in the third. Philly will go with 6 offensive linemen here, and Blunt will head to the sidelines. It is now Ajayi. On 3rd and 3. Wentz steps and throws. Touchdown! Alshon Jeffrey. The Eagles are pouring it on.
Well, the mobility of Carson Wentz here to be able to throw on the run. Watch him read the defense here. Wanted to go to Ajayi in the flat. He was covered. Knew his outlet receiver was 17 in the back of the end zone as he just runs away from Talib for the easy score. 4 touchdown passes.
What you are witnessing out of Carson Wentz right now is not only MVP level play in the middle of the season, it's the greatest passing start for an Eagles quarterback since 1950. You can go back. Donovan McNabb never had a start to the season like this in terms of throwing touchdown passes through week 9. Carson Wentz leads the NFL at 23. You can go back to Randall Cunningham, Ron Jaworski. You can go through all of the greats or notable Eagle quarterbacks. Carson Wentz is putting on a show as we reach the midway point of the 2017 NFL season. So the Eagles are well on their way to a victory over the Denver Broncos. This game here in Tennessee is still in question. Marcus Mariota, with that 10-point lead, got to be careful with the football, but he wasn't here, overthrows it, and Eric Weddle gets him, takes it back into Tennessee territory. So maybe Baltimore's defense can spur on the offense, as they only have put 6 points on the board thus far. It is a TV timeout right now in that Ravens-Titans game. We'll let you know if and when Baltimore works it into the red zone. Oh, Julio Jones coming off the field a little bit tenderly. He's dealt with injuries the last 2 or 3 years, but always finds a way to play through him. But he's back on the field now as it's 2nd and 8 live.
On 2nd down now, Ryan out to his left. Throws it away, was outside the pocket, pressured by Peppers. No grounding.
Was outside the pocket, threw the ball beyond the line of scrimmage. 3rd down.
Last October 2nd, Julio Jones had a 12-catch, 300-yard game against Carolina.
See K'Wan short, he just threatens right up the middle, and Peppers chasing him, and they wanted to take a shot that time down the field, and Ryan, he has had some bad looks with the pressure that he's had in this game.
So their biggest 3rd and 8 of the game, and Julio Jones is on the sideline. Just got it away. Sanu breaks 1 tackle, can't break another. Taylor Gabriel rather, and that's going to bring up 4th down as he took it just inside the 40. And the Falcons are forced to go for it.
Well, Kevon Seymour, he plays this beautifully. A guy they picked up in a trade from Buffalo when they dealt Kalen Clay, and he just goes and he attacks it. That's great work, and he disrupts the play enough to let his teammates get there.
Well, now 4th and 7.
We kind of get the feel that this is it right here for Atlanta.
Julio Jones at the top of the screen.
Soft coverage.
Ryan airs it out all alone. Juggled. Incomplete. Jones wide open. And he dropped it. I mean, they just will never be easier. Opportunity missed for Ryan.
Put it in a time capsule. You may never see it again from Julio Jones on a missed touchdown that would have made it a 3-point game in Charlotte. All right, back now to Tennessee.
Really nice throw and a good adjustment here by Watson. Flacco's showing this one in between the corner and the safety. That is a big-time catch by Benjamin Watson.
Watson's got 6 receptions today, a 17-yarder right there. This game very much in recent. Like you said before, it seems like there should be more of a distance between them because Tennessee has really kind of controlled things. In the backfield, Collins, 1st and 10. And the league's 9th leading rusher. Oh, he'll zig and zag and sneak his way. And he's finally brought down in the secondary by Logan Ryan. Churning his way to the 12, 14-yard pickup, another Baltimore 1st down.
Tampa Bay Buccaneer kickers. Since the start of training camp, they've had 3 of them. Patrick Murray is the 3rd, and a 54-yarder. Never really had a chance there as it goes wide left, and the Buccaneers are just stuck on 3 points, 30-3 Saints.
Good way to start that drive.
Baltimore's had a couple red zone possessions today, settling for a field goal, then they lost one on downs. Collins in the backfield. Fake to him, 1st and 10, Flacco on the move. Joe Flacco inside the 5. He picks up 7 on the run.
This is dangerous. You watch Flacco slide here. He's had problems with the brace in the past. In fact, it snapped on him one time. But here's what I don't like. When you go and slide and get down. Completely get down. You see how he's sitting there? That's how he took the big hit from Kiko Alonso. Slide and get vertical or horizontal so that no one has a chance to take a shot at your shoulders or your head.
That's what happened with Alonso. As you just said, in that Miami game, he was concussed, had stitches that he still has in that.
Some of these quarterbacks jump up too quickly.
And they hand it off to the hard-running Collins on 2nd down and 3. Picks up 2 to the 3. Gang tackled on the play and hit by a couple. Walden was there as a linebacker.
I really like Alex Collins. Kevin, really enjoyed our visit last night. You look at the situation, just didn't work out for him in Seattle. He gets an opportunity to come to Baltimore in the practice squad. They were going to elevate him because of his performance. They felt he could help in special teams. And then he gets the opportunity to play, and he's made the most of it.
It's 3rd and 1. They have finished this 6 times. 3rd and 1 this year. They've run it all 6 times. Allen in the backfield. They'll pass here. And it is caught for a touchdown. Buck Allen. And the Ravens back in business. A 3-yard touchdown throw. And a new game in Nashville.
Good patience by Joe Flacco. It wasn't there initially. Allen's going to get tied up, but he stays on the receiver. He gives him a chance and makes a good, accurate throw right on the goal line. Just watch Flacco as he's ready to throw. And then Allen gets tied up initially, but he doesn't give up on him. He gives him a chance to make a play.
The running back, Allen, as we mentioned before, he is their leading receiver. That was his 2nd touchdown catch of the year. Here comes Tucker to try to make it a 3-point game, and he does. With 8:56 to go. A touchdown pass by quarterback Joe Flacco, who has been intercepted twice today.
We have reached that time of the day, ladies and gentlemen. All of the games now into the 4th quarter, or in the case of the Philadelphia game, beginning the 4th quarter. And I'd love to tell you that the drama is higher than this, but we only have one possession game. That's between the Ravens and the Titans, the game in which Baltimore just scored a touchdown, as you saw live here on NFL Red Zone. Game is still in play there in Charlotte and in Houston as well, and we'll still show you every touchdown from the Saints and Rams and Eagles blowouts, as well as the Jags with a comfortable lead over the Cincinnati Bengals. Stay with us as we roll through the end of these 7 games and then kick off 3 more games in the late afternoon window about a half hour from now. And keep hitting us up online. Hashtag Salute to Service. It's $5 every time you tweet from the NFL to our military nonprofit partners. And feel free to tag me on it as well. I love going through Twitter and seeing it, at Scott Hansen.
The way that they've been able to run the football and control the line of scrimmage.
Delayed handoff to McCaffrey. Nothing. 3rd down coming up, and a big 3rd down as Devondre Campbell makes the stop. Marty Herney made that deal. Marty, who was the GM from 2002 to 2012, fired then when the team started 1-5. Dave Gettleman took over. He was fired before training camp. Marty Herney brought back as the interim GM, made the deal, got 2 draft picks from Buffalo, and traded their top receiver, Kelvin Benjamin. Trying to win their first time out since the deal. Pass broken up. Funchess was the target. Good defense by Robert Alford.
Sure was. Looked like he had Funchess there for a second, and Alford, he just drives on that ball and made a good play extended.
I don't believe that's close enough for a field goal attempt, so we'll let you know if anything other than a punt happens for the Panthers with their 10-point lead. Punt team is on the field. This is back live in the Colts-Texans game.
Speaks to how Chuck Pagano says this team has to learn how to finish.
Jamie, thank you. Frank Gore, currently ranking number 7 all-time rushing yards in NFL history. 3rd and 11. Brissett throwing outside, that's Doyle, and then diving to about the 35. It's going to be 4 yards short of a first down. And onto the field comes Adam Vinatieri.
Well, and Vinatieri's going to have about a 53-yard attempt here. The Texans have been showing pressure all day long in 3rd down. That time they showed like it was going to be pressure. They only rushed 4. They dropped secondary out, almost a zone blitz scheme where they drop an interior lineman out, brought a secondary player, but ultimately rushed 4 and dropped 7.
53 yards. This will be a season long for Vinatieri. On its way. I'd say he's a future Hall of Famer.
Beyond the receiver.
Giants are in the red zone.
Watch Erickson breaking in. The ball's already beyond him.
There's no foul for...
That looked like Randy Moss. Looking one-on-one with Hatfield on the outside here. Matchup you like. Your best athlete. Give him a chance to make a big play. Great catch. Goes over top. Gets the foot inbounds. Touchdown. Don't ask where's that been all day. Because we know that they've been struggling holding on to the football and keeping drives alive. But they showed us something on that drive. Big completion to Sterling Shepard, gets it down the field.
All right, Giants, you're looking for silver linings in these clouds that are buffeting MetLife Stadium. Well, for the first time in a month, you guys have gone over 200 yards passing. Believe it or not, Eli's been under 200 the last 4 games. Today, 220. Sterling Shepard had that touchdown in the new era game rewind, setting up the eventual Engram touchdown. The rookie scores, got both feet inbounds.
You can see the defensive
The bad news is it's still a blowout lead for the Rams, 48-17.
To clean things up.
Yeah, he's got excellent speed. Bradham is very strong against the run. They lost Jordan Hicks, and Walker has stepped in. 2nd and 9. Deep drop. Osweiler out of the pocket. Brought down from behind by Bradham. He's a thumper.
And that's his first of the year. Defense been fighting through the block of the tight end, Jeff Hireman. And Osweiler is going to outrun very few players. And certainly not Bradham.
Now it brings up 3rd and 12. Jim Schwartz pushing all the right buttons, and he's got the right pieces to work with. Out of the gun. And whistles blow this play dead.
Game. Offense.
They didn't get the snap off in time.
Way down.
Now tack it on to another error for 10 penalties, 75 yards for Vance Joseph's squad.
And remember, Evan Washburn talking about self-inflicted penalties.